Hey, it is March the 7th, 2019, and I have a quick minute. I wanted to share with y'all an update. So far, I think I've made one or two, possibly two videos in which I'm talking about a group, a hate group, and that hate group's called the 4tomW4ffen division. All right, the update that I had to give to you about it, because I've been looking into it, not only just 4tomW4ffen, but a little bit into the case of Benjamin Bogard. I have no reason to believe that he's not a real person. But as far as 4tomW4ffen, I think it's really actually crucial. Kind of comes from left field. I mean, I didn't know that 4tomW4ffen existed before a couple weeks ago. Y'all, I did a survey around, where I work and people who I know. All right. Nobody has ever heard of 4tomW4ffen division. Nobody's ever heard of that, ever. Not in San Antonio. They do have a San Antonio chapter, allegedly, all right? Nobody's ever heard of it. I know that you didn't hear of it. You certainly didn't know about it, did you? No, you didn't. You talk to anybody you know or who you've ever met in your life. They've never heard of 4tomW4ffen division. And I always sound like a crazy person. Like if you thought, oh man, he's losing it, I can't blame you. Can't blame you. But unfortunately, I'm not making that up. All right, 4tomW4ffen division is not something out of my brain. There's whole articles and stuff about it from illegitimate, sources, obviously, but articles all the same. It's being documented. All right, and people seem to be going to jail, prison and stuff, and it's well documented that they're affiliated to 4tomW4ffen division. All right, there's all sort of stories that you can read about it if you wanted to. And allegedly, see, the thing is, real quick, I gotta point out, 4tomW4ffen division, nobody's ever heard of it, all right? Okay, so, but allegedly it's being tied to several murders. Now, the thing is, I've read in numerous reports that 4tomW4ffen is being tied to 5 murders at least across the country. All right, it's if you never heard of it, and I don't blame you, I made some videos about it. 4tomW4ffen is a hate group. It's a neo-Nazi group. You're gonna read all these words in the articles. It's a neo-Nazi hate group. It's an alt-right group that even goes more right than the alt-right does. It goes way off the spectrum, it seems. 4tomW4ffen perhaps even could be tied to Satanists. All right, I'm not making that up. It's all in articles. I don't believe that it's real. I don't think that it's a real thing. If I'm being quite honest, it seems so obvious, right? Okay, but like I said, it's being tied to 5 murders, allegedly, and a person just got snatched up. It's about a month ago. This person got snatched up now. Benjamin Bogard from out of New Braunfels area. That's right, close. That's basically the backyard of San Antonio. All right, so he gets snatched up. I've seen the evidence that they have on him. First of all, they got some sort of child pornography. They obviously don't show it. I wouldn't want to see it, but they describe it and it's very vague. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know why they describe it, but they do. And I don't know what they're talking about because it's so vague and weird. All right. First of all, just to get it out of the way, as far as pornography goes, I gotta let you know, I'm in my early 30s, all right? And I've seen some things. I've been through the world. All right. Turns out pornography is bad for you. And a lot of people don't even know that. It's bad for your health. And they'll come up with all sort of studies trying to say, oh yeah, it's good for you. All you need to do. No, you don't need to do it. It's not good for you. It's not good for anybody. It's not good for the community. It's just like not good for people. All right. That's all I got to say about pornography. Really, if we're going to get into it, you do all the pornography you want. It doesn't matter. I've seen stuff. I don't agree with it. I just don't think it's good for you. I can't see how it's good for you. Okay, that being said, pornography, I mean, it's like at its peak levels in all of human history. You know that, right? Statistically, and nobody denies it. Obviously it is, because it's everywhere. All right, any child can get on the internet on some sort of phone or tablet, and it's anywhere, dude. Like, I don't agree with it. All right. That being said, if you're being very objective and you're listening to what you're being told about, say, Benjamin Bogart, you realize the pornography that they're accusing him of, I don't even know what they're talking about necessarily. I'm not sure what they're accusing him of. They say, oh, he might face 5 to 20 years in prison off of this. And I don't even know why. I don't know why they're telling us. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know. But at the same time, for example, to take Benjamin Bogart and say, oh, we got him for child pornography. And also, by the way, he's a 20-year-old. He's basically a boy. Like, and I'm not going to get into it. Pornography is bad for you, okay? The thing is, all right, they got him on these charges, and they're charging him, like, over articles and publications, charging him for being a terrorist and a part of the infamous ever-growing Adam Waffen division, which doesn't exist and nobody's ever heard of it. You might ask, why are they writing these articles? Well, it dawned upon me, and I don't know if it's just one of their plan Bs. The people who are getting very desperate as far as not wanting us to have any sort of freedom or rights, those sort of people, they might be getting desperate. They might have all sort of plan Bs. One of their plan Bs, and we're going to find out how effective it is, it seems to be this Adam Waffen division, because you understand that if there was an alt-right group, a notorious alt-right group, if that did exist, and it was called Adam Waffen division, and it legitimately was tied to 5 murders, do you understand that every television would be talking about it nonstop, just breathlessly, all right? They would be talking about it about as fast as they could. All right. They don't talk about it because it's not real. They made it up. It doesn't exist. They're desperate. All right. And their playbook goes like this. They're setting up all these so-called documents, so-called articles and publications. They're getting local news talking about, oh, this person is arrested. Oh, this person is arrested. Oh, and they're part of the Adam Waffen division. They're whispering it. All right. Because they know nobody's ever gonna believe it. But okay, see, what they're doing is they're building up a portfolio. Right? Okay, so after they build it up, say, oh, they're tied to 5 murders, oh, they're tied to 7 murders, oh, they're tied to a couple dozen murders and stuff like that. They do it like on the sly, as though that wouldn't be page 1 of everybody's newspaper. All right, they're making it up. All right. We're talking about groups like the SPLC, who's currently about to get sued out of their ass. All right. The SPLC, because basically you already know who we're talking about. Okay. So they're setting up a portfolio. Thing is, when something real bad happens, and they can allegedly tie it to Adam Waffen division, a group you never heard of in your life, they're going to tie it to Adam Waffen division and say, look, these people done murdered a couple dozen people already. We've been asking Donald Trump for help from Adam Waffen division. Everybody's getting murdered by Adam. See, that's what they're going to do. All right, they're going to pull another one of these little games. All right, and we're going to have to eat their lunch. The thing is, people like Benjamin Bogart, people like Brandon Russell are sitting in prison. over this, over some made up stuff. I think it's all made up. All right. And it sounds absolutely ridiculous. All right. And so that's my update. It's March the 7th, 2019. I think it's real crucial. All American Nazis. How a senseless double murder in Florida exposed the rise of an organized fascist youth movement in the United States. Andrew Onishuk and Jeremy Himmelman had been living in Tampa, Florida for 2 weeks when, on Friday, May 19th, 2017, their roommate, Devin Arthurs, picked up an AK-47 rifle and shot them at close range. Anishuk had just turned 18 years old. Himmelman was 22 years old. They'd been staying in a lush, gated community near the University of South Florida in a 2-bedroom terracotta condo rented by fourth roommate, 21-year-old Brandon Russell, a rich kid from the Bahamas who worked at a gun shop and served in the Florida National Guard. Onishuk, a prep school dropout, was hoping to become a Navy SEAL. Himmelman also considered the military, though he was more of a drifter. 18-year-old Arthur is a pale, freckled kid who sometimes called himself Khalid, was unemployed and spent most of his time playing video games. All four had met one another in online and forums and chat rooms popular with the more extreme segment of the so-called alt-right. It was about 5:20 p.m. when Arthur, dressed in jeans and a green polo shirt, casually strolled into the community's leasing office and announced he'd committed murder. He was extremely calm, one witness recalled, and he gave a little speech about U.S. war crimes in the Middle East. Then he wandered across the street and into a strip mall smoke shop where, brandishing a Glock semi-automatic pistol, he took 3 people hostage. The cops arrived within minutes. I was never going to shoot anyone, Arthur said as he surrendered. They drove back to the condo, arriving just as Russell, in his military fatigues, ran out the door, hysterical and screaming, as one cop put it. Arthur seemed unmoved. He doesn't know what's going on, he said about his roommate. And he just found them like you guys just did. The bodies lay in a small bedroom at the top of a carpeted staircase. Himmelman, a beefy kid in a black basketball shorts and a black t-shirt, was slumped on a futon with the back of his skull blown off. Onishuk, lying supine on the floor in a white tank top and khakis, had also been shot in the head. In a second bedroom, the police discovered a 12-gauge shotgun and 2 large metal ammunition boxes full of live rounds. Also found in the condo several copies of Mein Kampf. First of all, nobody owns several copies, right? In a small two-bedroom apartment, you're not going to own several copies of any of the same book. It's not going to happen, all right? So, several copies of Mein Kampf, a gas mask, a trove of neo-Nazi and white supremacist propaganda, and a framed photo. If you can even believe it, well, I don't believe it, but a framed photo of Oklahoma City bomber Timothy McVeigh. All right, the local bomb squad was called to examine the contents of the garage, a mini lab of chemicals. As federal prosecutors later put it, in one corner, a small cooler marked with the name Brandon was filled with HMTD, a white cake-like substance often used in making homemade explosives. Russell, a one-time physics major, physics major, later told police he'd used the HMTD to boost do-it-yourself rockets with his college engineering club. Quote, "It's not illegal," he said. Quote, "You can go on eBay and buy it." Arthur's told a different story. Arthur's, he said, or Khalid, as he's known in the streets, said, "It's all there specifically to kill people," he said. Sitting in a small interrogation room in his sweat socks, he explained to the cops that his roommates were National Socialists and members of the neo-fascist group called 4tomW4ffen Division, German for nuclear weapons. Russell had founded the group, which Arthur's, who recently converted to Islam, claimed had about 60 or 70 members nationwide. 4tomW4ffen is a terrorist organization, he said. He'd taken part on the online chats where Russell and the others discussed plans to bomb power lines, synagogues, even Miami's Turkey Point nuclear plant. Brandon is literally somebody that has the knowledge to build a to build a nuclear bomb, he said. "I'm not memeing about that," he added, internet speak for fucking around. Here's pictures, in case these are guys you're talking about. The detective, striking a dubious tone, asked him why his friends would make bombs. Arthur's looked at him dumbfounded because, he said, quote, "They want to build a fourth Reich. That's why. Takes bombs." Alright, I don't know. There must be more. So much more to this article. But you see how shameless this is. You see how they don't have no evidence. You see how they're putting people in prison. You see how they're like, "Oh, yeah, 4tomW4ffen Division. Oh, yeah, this murdering Islamic freckled-faced boy named Khalid told us all about it. Of course, that's what it is. We're going to believe him. He just blew off people's brains. All right, so why not believe him? Of course he's going to tell him the truth. He just told us he's not going to shoot nobody after he shot everybody. All right, but yeah, we're going to believe him. Brandon Russell looks like he's just got finished crying in his mugshot. Yeah, but we're just going to believe it. We're going to put it in Rolling Stone magazine. Why? Because we don't have no shame. We sold out a long, long time ago. We're going to write gibberish in our articles. We're going to tell you it's white supremacy. We're going to tell you can't sleep at night, all right? Anyways, I'll holler at y'all March 7th, 2019.